Dear students, let's have a brief overview of contents of the chapter first. That is AS and AS in the syllabus. So the first lesson is double entry bookkeeping cash transactions. So learning objectives in this lesson is every transaction has two aspects. The double entry keeping records both aspects of a transaction. Okay, so the double entry bookkeeping records both aspects of a transaction. What are the two both aspects? That is credit debit aspect and credit aspect, both aspects. So that is what it is. So what ledger accounts are? So here we are going to learn what ledger accounts are, the meaning of the terms debit and credit. So this also we are going to learn in this lesson. So the meaning of the term debit and credit. So accounting system. What is accounting system? A system of collecting, storing, and processing financial information and accounting data used by managers. So that is what is accounting system. So this is for you to just understand what it is. So you don't have to do any problems based on this. So that is double entry bookkeeping. So what is the meaning of double entry bookkeeping? A system of recording accounting transactions that recognizes that there are two sides or aspects to every transaction. That is what is double entry bookkeeping. Okay, so what is ledger? A book contains containing accounts. What is ledger? Ledger is nothing but a book containing accounts. So what is ledger account? A history of all transactions of a similar nature. So what is a ledger account? A ledger account is a history of all transactions of a similar account. Debit side. What is debit side? Left hand side of an account is known as debit side. So left hand side of an account is known as debit side. So credit side, right hand side of an account is known as credit side. So that is what it is, nothing else. Okay, so when recording transactions, think very carefully about which account gives and which account receives. So this is very important aspect. So don't get confused with this. This a lot of students get confused with this particular thing. So when we do the problems, practically do the problems at the time, I will explain to you how to identify which account gives and which account receives, so that the concept is clear. So this concept is very important from the future learning process, so that you don't commit any mistakes in writing the ledger accounts and all those things. So when recording transactions, think very carefully about which account gives and which account receives. Credit the account that gives and debit the account that receives. Okay, so students, a lot of students get confused with this concept. So anyways, we'll discuss this, how to understand, how to write, what it is and all. So remember, all transactions are recorded from the point of view of business, not from those of its customers and suppliers. So this is also very important concept, even in this area. Most of the students, they often get confused and they don't understand this particular concept. So we will discuss even this. Data date every entry and enter the name of the account in which the double entry is completed in the details column. So you have to write dates, wherever the dates are given, you have to write the dates and enter the name of the other account in which the double entry is completed in the details column. So you are supposed to write the uh, details of the complete account. Okay, so make sure to complete the double entry of every transaction before starting to record the next one. So what do you mean by completing the double entry? This also we are going to learn. So we will do some practice, some problems based on this, so that everything will be clear to you. So notice how quickly the number of accounts increase as more transactions occur. So when they are asking you to prepare ledger accounts, so you may have to prepare a lot of ledger accounts. So your ledger accounts, they keep on increasing. So you may not, you should not get confused. Okay, it may start to look very complicated. Work through things logically, never be afraid to open new accounts. So you have to work everything logically and start opening new accounts, so that it becomes easier for you. So once you do it, it will become easy. Okay, always remember to keep track of the debit and credit postings and include the correct wordings and the dollar sign. So you have to write the currency sign also. So the most important thing is to remember the golden rule: for every debit entry in one account, there must be an equal credit entry in another account. So if you make a mistake in an exercise, study the answers online and make sure you learn everything. So, okay, so you understand what you should have done and why. So ultimately you have to understand whatever you're doing. So see, these are all very basics but very important. So the entire accountancy knowledge is based on this. If you don't understand these concepts, you'll never understanding the accounting concepts as such. So we will discuss this in detail in the next class. We will work out some problems, so to make the concept clearer. So the concept should be clear. Make sure that you understand the concept. Make sure that the concept is clear. Okay, so till then, have a good day.